First, we'll open the trunk. On the edge of taillight, there's a screw which we will take out using a Phillips screwdriver. First screw is taken out. At the bottom, there's second screw that also needs to be taken out. Second screw is also out. At the bottom, there's that third screw that we also need to take out. There's that third screw also taken out. Now we'll gently pull out the taillight just like that. Notice the taillight did pop out. In my case, it did pull out easily, but in your case, you may have to push a little hard in order to pull this out. This is how the taillight looks like from behind. These are the bulbs right there all the way. For the first bulb, we'll grab the plug and then turn it counterclockwise and then pull it outwards. There it is. That is how we take out the plug along with the bulb. Now, in order to take out the bulb, make sure you're wearing gloves like that. We'll grab the bulb and then press it down. And while holding the bulb like that, we'll turn it counterclockwise and then pull the bulb outwards. There it is. That is how we take out the bulb. Now in my case, the bulb is good, so I'll be installing it back. But in your case, if you have a new bulb and you want to install it back, just make sure that the bulb has two edges, one right here and the other one right there. These two edges are matching with the position of the plug. There's one position right here and the other position right there. We'll go ahead and punch in the bulb inside the plug, keeping in mind those two positions. Then we press the bulb all the way down and then turn the bulb clockwise to install it firm and strong. Bulb is in. Notice it's also not coming out anymore. Now we'll go ahead and punch in the plug back where we took it out from. Just make sure the plug is completely in first. Once the plug is completely in, only then we will turn it clockwise to install it firm and strong. There it is, and it's also not coming out anymore. Now similar way, we will be replacing these two bulbs right there. What we'll have to do is grab the plug and then turn it counterclockwise and then pull it outwards. You may have to wiggle a little bit until you're able to take it out completely. There's the plug along with the bulb taken out. Again, we'll grab the bulb, press it down, then turn it counterclockwise and then pull the bulb outwards. That is how we take out the bulb. In my case, the bulb is good, so I'll be installing it back. But in your case, if you have a new bulb and you want to install it back, again, make sure that these two edges of the bulb are matching with the position of the plug right there. We'll go ahead and punch in the bulb inside the plug. Then we press the bulb all the way down and then turn the bulb clockwise to install it firm and strong. And in this way, the bulb is also not coming out anymore. Now we'll go ahead and punch in the plug where we took it out from. Make sure the plug is completely in first. Sometimes you may have to wiggle the plug a little bit until it goes completely in. Once the plug is completely in, only then we will turn it clockwise to install it firm and strong. And there's the plug completely in. Now the third plug, which is right there, you can just replicate the steps I did for the first two bulbs and you should be fine. I will keep this video short and will jump on to the last bulb, which is part of this tail light. There is a small bulb right there as well, which you can also take out. Same process, grab the plug and then turn it counterclockwise. Then pull out the plug along with the bulb. Just like that. Now to pull out the bulb, just grab the bulb and then pull it outwards. There's the bulb taken out. My bulb is good, so I'll be installing it back. But if you have a new bulb and you want to install it back, it doesn't matter if it's this way or the other. Both ways are perfectly fine. All you have to do is just punch in the bulb inside the plug and then press it all the way down until you hear a clicking sound. There it is. Now we'll go ahead and punch it back where we took it out from. Plug is completely in. Now we will turn it clockwise to install it firm and strong. There it is. We are done with the replacement of all the taillight bulbs. Now we are good to punch in back the taillight where we took it out from. Before installing the taillight, just make sure there are two pointers on these two edges. There is one pointer right here and there is the other pointer right there. Make sure these two pointers are going into these two positions right there. So we'll have to align the taillight keeping in mind those two positions. Once we got both of those pointers in, only once we will give them a push from the top, also from the bottom. Now we'll go ahead and punch in the screws one by one. We'll start with the top screw. First screw is in and tight. Now we'll punch in the second screw. Second screw also in. At the very bottom will be the final screw that we have to tighten. With all the screws in place, that wraps up the replacement of taillight for this car. If this video helps you in any way, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Phillips screwdriver was the only tool used in this takeout.